last week Friday, guys, we were invited to the most amazing place. May 2 was the event, and this was the CQ Banquet Hall and Event Center. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. It is not just the same typical Jamaican food and service, but it's an elevated experience. We want to take you inside for you to experience exactly what we had witnessed, the sound, sights and scenes, and what the place is. The ambience was over and above what we expect. So we're going to take you inside and let you experience what we would have experienced. So come along with us on this journey and experience the CQ Banquet Hall and Entertainment event. Brand new, never been done by a Jamaican. So stay tuned and just come along. Alright, I'm here speaking with Danny, of course the host of tonight's event at CQ Banquet Hall and Event Center.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Danny. Wonderful job you did today, I must tell you that. Firstly, I really appreciate being here. I know everything, but I want to kind of talk us through the whole thing in getting here. I know Courtney is the owner of this establishment, and of course he's a part of the whole Caribbean Queen, Jerk Center group of companies. But how did this all came to being in the first place now?
As Courtney was able to tell us a little bit of his story, it's just an entrepreneur that keeps dreaming, and the dream keeps growing with him, growing with his ideas, but also with his plans for the community. Everything he does really has that lens, to make sure that the community can be proud of what he puts forward, but also that he can be in a position financially and in kind to assist the community in any way he can. So in terms of here, I would say from a business perspective, he's an entrepreneur, a restaurateur. It makes sense. It makes sense that he would take this next step, because he started out, he had a restaurant, and then the restaurant became 4 restaurants.
Yes.
And then the restaurant became a catering business, and then from there it became what you're seeing here tonight, a banquet hall. It makes sense. It is in line with the trajectory of his growth, and right now obviously he's going to want bigger and better. So right now we're in hall 1, downstairs is hall 2, and the plan is to have a hall 3, so that he can continue to grow the business. And knowing Courtney, it's not going to stop here, and I look forward to seeing what else he will come up with, maybe in 2 years, maybe in 5, but I know he will keep going.
What is expected here? What is expected to happen here during the course of this business opening? Because the open business started next week.
So here's the funny thing. He has technically had to start before our timeline. So the timeline was always April. So technically, he has had to facilitate people in the space, because he spoke April before April was done. And so he's had 2 events here already. So this was supposed to be soft launch, ends up being hard launch because it's already going.
And I understand that the entire thing is booked out until
it's August booked up. So people just walk by and they're curious. And what I appreciate is when I talk to the people in the neighborhood, they have said this was needed. This neighborhood, for as far as you can go, beyond Shepherd, as far as you can go beyond Shepherd, and then back to Woodbridge. Yes. That's the closest you'll get to a banquet hall. So imagine all these residential areas, all these schools, as Courtney said, funeral homes and all this stuff. So even repast, people were looking for places to have a repast after their loved one passed away.
So it's a
well thought out, and some people would say serendipitous.
Yes.
Because the idea, the dream, the goal now aligns with the need. So that is what tonight is really about, is to showcase. As you can see, the room is filled with all kinds of people.
Yes.
Because we want them to see themselves here. From having a meeting to having a wedding. See yourself in this space, because this is what Black excellence looks like. Black excellence always benefits others, doesn't only benefit our community. And that is what I really love about this, is that as much as we are proud, he's a Jamaican and he's a black man, we know that the rest of the community at large is going to benefit.
Serving people is the biggest part
It's
the biggest part of his service that he gives people.
Yes.
And he spoke about that in his speech a while ago in terms of serving a community, serving people, and also having the love for youngsters. I want to see youngsters get better.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about the man that you have met and got to know right now.
Oh my goodness! So I know Courtney from before he opened the flagship restaurant. He came when I was running a radio station, and he came to us and said, I'm going to be doing this venture. I need help to get the word out. So our
Courtney, thank you for inviting us here today, and I want to tell you congratulations right away for this amazing job. And what impressed me most of all is the work that you plan to do with the youth of the community.
Yes.
And the work that you have continued to do with the schools around your environment. I adopted something from your speech. But tell us a little bit about the journey in getting to this place today, in a quick synopsis.
Journey is long.
Yeah, but just give it a
As
shot.
long as you know exactly what you want, know exactly what your intents are. I love people.
Yes.
And because I love people, I invest in people. And so that's why it wasn't hard for me to make a decision to open a banquet hall that we're going to feed people good food.
Yes.
And so, we give back a lot to the community. And sometimes I'm saying to myself, if I turn back now, what's going to happen? Just like I said to you about it with the school. The school wanted to stop the program because of funding. And I cut what I was charging them just to let the program.
So the kids can get the food.
Yes.
So the kids can get the food. Fantastic. I mean, you have started out, you say your first career was in the army.
Yes.
And that's where you started out. That's where you started to cook food, or you didn't start cooking food in the army?
I opened the first restaurant I gave to a gentleman, and then I learned from him, and then I just excelled from there. That's what it is.
So coming to Canada is when you started cooking.
Yes.
And it has never been anything less. Then the community have supported you right throughout. Talk to us about that community support that you would have gotten and how you felt about it.
It was great because the thing is, I give back to the community. I give a lot to the community, and therefore the community appreciate and recognize what they're doing. Every year I give away 2,000 meals. Every Thanksgiving since the pandemic, I purpose in my heart to give back to the community 2,000 meals. Last year we did 1,800, and this year is no different. We are planning to give back 2,000 meals to the community. Just to show our appreciation.
All right, so we have CQ Banquet Hall now that has now become a part of your entire group of company, because now you have a group of businesses, because you have catering, you have takeout services, you have 5 restaurants it is, right? And now the Banquet Hall 1, Banquet Hall 2, and here you're planning to have Banquet Hall 3. Talk to us about what's expected here, what people can look forward to when they come and use this Banquet Hall, and for what reason.
When you come to our establishment, you come in to get an experience. And as I try to explain to my staff, anyone that come to this restaurant, you can't explain to anybody what the experience here. You're going to tell them to come here and try to experience it yourself. Just like you guys came here tonight and got a 5-course meal, and it was blown away. A lot of people didn't realize that we were going to give them that. But that is what our expectations are, and we will keep it that way. It's always a mind-blowing thing to the public.
Yes. 5-course meal is not typically a Jamaican style kind of thing. We didn't have any curry, we didn't have any jerk chicken tonight,
exactly. But
it
guess
was
what?
exquisite.
You still can come here and get your curry with the jerk chicken, every single thing. But what we are doing, we are making the things broader. We are widening our border so that we don't leave no one behind. We want to make sure that if you want to come and get a stuffed chicken breast, you can get that. You want to get a lobster, you can get that. You want to get a jerk chicken leg, a fried chicken, some oxtail, some curry goat, yes, we have it as well.
What about in terms of cost? Because you know the community sometimes sort of battle with in terms of cost for renting a banquet hall. Where are you in terms of that?
And that is the reason why we make sure that we structure that as one thing, so that everybody is welcome. At Caribbean Queen, all my restaurants, we have several different prices. Some restaurants only have two prices. We have small, medium, large, extra large. So we start from $5 right up to $15. So it's the same thing with the banquet hall experience. We are structuring it so that if you have $50, we book you. If you have $35, we book you. If you have $70, we book you. We will cater for your needs.
Cater for the needs.
Yes.
And of course the meals, exquisite. You did all of this work inside here. I must tell you that it looks pretty exquisite. It looked first world. It looked first class. It looked exquisite. You know, talk to us about the pains or whatever you had gone through to get this to where it is
well,
today.
The Bible said without vision the people perish. And I had a vision and this is what I wanted. And so therefore I toiled, I went out, I sourced the materials and I put them together and I make sure that it looks exactly the way I wanted it to look. We want the community to have a fine dine, exquisite experience when they come to Caribbean Queen Restaurant.
Yes, fantastic. I love it. Is there anything else that you plan on doing in the future? What next? What next?
Well, guess what? Any direction that God leads me, that's the direction I'm going to take. Right now, God has led me to Banquet Hall, and this is the direction I take. And God has also purpose in my heart, that I will leave no child behind. And so therefore, we are bringing it to the community. As I said, we are going to start a training program, and I want all the young people to come on out. Come we show you how we cook, come we teach you things, come we educate you about the things of God and about the things of life. Because if we don't do that with our young people, they're not going to be succeeding.
I want to speak to that a little bit more in terms of that training program that you plan on having. From day one, you want to get that started. So what will be the program like? What the program will be like?
Well, the program will be like, we're going to bring them in, we're going to teach them how to prep, we're going to teach them how to do dishes, we're going to teach them every single thing that we do in the kitchen here, so that they can also become great cooks. Because cooking is a art.
Yes.
And if we can teach that to people and they can catch on to it,
yes,
then they'll be okay.
And they can get into their own business themselves.
Yes.
And I must commend you on that effort as well, because it's not just doing a business for yourself, but it's also inspiring other entrepreneurs, younger entrepreneurs, these black youngsters that need a career, that need, a future in life and something to work towards. I must commend you on that. But thank you so much, Courtney, for even stopping and talking to us. Thank you for this venture that you're running off into. And it must be commendable. Everybody here, feel very good, and I know the message have been sent that the banquet hall is open, CQ hall is open, and it is open for business, and it is going to support the community.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much for the coverage. And guess what? I tell the people out there, look, just, I want to say thanks to the community. Thank you very much for the community that has been supporting us. Because without the community support, we couldn't have gotten this far. And so while we continue to offer our good service, we thank the community for supporting us.
To like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We'll be bringing you a whole lot of content, a whole lot of things that's happening here with us in the Caribbean, in Canada, or from Caribbean folks. So just stay tuned and always just share our content. All right? Thanks so much.